Today's historic solar eclipse comes with a few precautions for spectators, but should these extend to our furry family members? The answer is yes, to some degree. I'll let you explain. Dr. Cliff the Vet's joining us now. What should we keep in mind?
Yeah, thanks for having me. The biggest thing is you don't have to worry about them hurting their eyes. Technically, if they look at the sun, their eyes can be injured just like ours. But dogs and cats, I think, are smart enough not. They are smart enough. They're smarter than us not to go and look up. But it does cause behavioral issues. Lunatic, lunar eclipse and solar eclipses can cause changes in dogs' behavior. So they may get stressed out. So if you have a dog that is normally has separation anxiety, thunder phobias, any of those things, keep them at home. Use the normal things that you would normally do to keep your animal quiet. A thunder shirt, calming supplements. Give them a little toy to play with. Yeah. Just recognize they might be a little bit on edge. That's good.
That's good advice. Now, in the news recently, we've heard some stories. Sorry, I'm pulling double duty here.
Oh, yeah.
But we've heard stories of dogs biting other dogs, dogs biting humans.
Yeah.
What should we know? Why is this happening? Or are we just reporting more on it?
Well, it seems to go in trends for whatever reason. And the important thing to come from it is it's not a bad breed. It's bad breeding. And it's not a bad dog. Unfortunately, it's bad owners. Okay. The ones that have happened recently in Toronto and in Edmonton, those owners have had charges against them in the past with other dogs or with the dogs specifically involved in these incidences. So they knew their dogs were not trained. I'm going to bet a lot of money that if it was a male dog, it wasn't neutered. So neuter your pets, get good breeding, get them trained, and be a responsible dog owner.
That's all very good advice. And, you would think
don't bite them.
You would think that's simple advice that people should heed all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are people that aren't as clear thinking as they should be. And they just say, my dog's fine, but that's not always the case.
It's also, we probably should mention, it's tick season now, right?
It is, yeah. Well,
or not yet.
No, it kind of is. And I mean, all year round, your dog and your cat can get ticks. People think it's the summer, and that's because we go out hiking. Yeah. But there's a scenario called a tick storm, which is when ticks, they hibernate under the snow, essentially. And if you get a couple of days, even in January, let's say, that's 5 degrees, 8 degrees, all the ticks come out of hibernation, and they're hungry.
Well, that's just super.
That's just awesome, right?
Like zombie fires
there you go.
And killer bees, and now there's
proper ways to remove them. And yeah, you have to keep an eye on it because they'll spread Lyme disease. So you need to, we have dogs coming in now with 3, 4, 5 ticks on them at a time. So now's as much of a problem as the summertime.
And there's bacteria as well, right? It's not just the tick itself.
Yeah, the tick itself, I mean, it's kind of gross and it causes an irritant. But the big issue is if the tick is carrying in its digestive system a bacteria called Borrelia burgdorferi. Say it with me. Borrelia burgdorferi. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But that's what causes Lyme disease. So if the tick is on you or on the dog long enough, a couple of days at most, it spreads this bacteria and you can get kidney problems, polyarthritis where they're like achy and sore. It's a big, big problem, but test early, go on a preventative. You can save your dog and potentially yourself a lot of harm.
Okay, great advice. Boy, Lana really wants to get to know you, Ben.
Yeah, she does.
Dogs and kids get me.
She says, this is a dark suit and I shed white fur. I must climb on this man.
She's so sweet.
She is so cute. She's done so well. She was a rescue dog from a Iqaluit. She's been on here a couple of times, and Thalia has been teaching her the ropes of TV life.
Yeah, she's so good. You're such a good girl.
Her personality is really flourishing every time she comes on.
She definitely has some Jack Russell terror in her. So yes, her personality shows up every once in a while.
Oh, well, thank you all for coming in.
No problem. My pleasure.